It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you without a don't beat the step to. I'm just playing. What's going on? It's Instructor Mike. Man, we are back. Triggered is back. That's right. The show Triggered with Instructor Mike and Friends is back every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Central Daylight, Central Standard, Chicago time, whatever the case may be. I just want to send a thanks to you for the 1 million subscribers that I just reached on YouTube. Okay. I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
What's going on there? This is Chicago Season Service Survival. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. Friends here. Y'all, this is
because you have to understand that self-defense is a serious business. We do carry courses, advanced courses, make a difference.
One of the tactics that would increase or decrease
in the two-way community.
All right, y'all introduce this thing. Johnny
You already know what it is. We do the
I saw that, and I've done my share. I'm about to put yours up here too. Wow, look at this one. My comment is,
I want.
hey, you be back. Hey.
But no, so Marquise Moreno, PC.
What's up, man? What's up? We are back. We are back. Oh, let me see. I'm letting Marquise know I'm live now. What's going on, y'all? I'm seeing you all in the comments. Yes, I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. We are back. Trigger with Instructor Mike decided to go on ahead, not decided, so to speak, but to bring the show back because it had so much value to so many people. Do me a favor. Take a moment to like, comment, share, hit the subscribe button, all that good stuff. If you want to, what's going on? I will be dropping the link for those of you all who want to come up. We could talk about whatever questions you got. Whatever questions you got. Yeah, what's going on? You said, hey there, thanks for the classes last month. No problem, no problem. Hey, Heidi, how are you? Yes. What's going on? You said so happy. Thank you. Yes, we have reached 1 million subscribers here on YouTube. And the direction that this page is going to go, it's going to go in a similar but greater direction. I got more things planned for this channel, inviting more people onto the platform, more interesting topics. You're going to see some new content, but here's one thing I definitely want to focus on. My locals page, instructormike.locals.com, instructormike.locals.com. Would you do me and yourself a favor? I am starting to upload a lot of instructional content. I've started a thing, the more personal defense classes, which simply means more open, repetitive education, So a lot of the content that you saw here on this page, a lot of this content, yes, I am slimming down. Yes, I did lose some weight. Yes, I did. I was 260 last time you all saw me. I'm 238 now. So yes, I have a goal and I'm doing excellent trying to get there. So yes, but Instructor Mike at locals.com right here. Instructor Mike at instructormike.locals.com. Instructormike.locals.com. If you want more open, repetitive education, if you want more, I am coming to a city near you. I am going to be traveling to different cities and training, as well as staying in Chicago and training as well. But why wait? Go to instructormike.locals.com. please subscribe. You can support the channel that way, and you'll get exclusive content. I'm loading a lot of stuff that I had recorded over the times, these past classes that I was teaching, things like that, and specific content for you so that you can get better. Yeah, I'm very proud of my more personal defense courses that I have. So if you are in the, yes, I am coming to New Orleans. Yes, I am. If you are in the Baltimore area, go on ahead and put Baltimore in the comments. If you are in the Baltimore area, go on ahead and put Baltimore in the comments. Maryland, I am coming to Maryland to teach the Maryland Wear and Carry course, okay? Maryland Wear and Carry course, August 12th and 13th at Guntree, Maryland, okay, in Owning Mills, Maryland. So, yes, if you're interested in that, text the word Maryland to 773-644-5000. Maryland to 773-644-5000. You said, how do you get the dates? If you want the dates, you can just text, send me the more dates to 773-644-5000. 773-644-5000. What's going on, y'all? I have not seen you all in the comments in quite some time. Don't be wrong. I have seen you in the comments when I made posts, but I have not seen you in the comments. What's going on, Tanya? How are you? Miss Scott, what's going on? What's going on? Paper Chaser. What's up? Hey, was that wild, bro? Oh, he knows what I'm talking about. I'm going to show you all what I was talking about. I just posted a video on the YouTube page about a officer that I encountered. And this officer, she had a, matter of fact, let's go ahead and look at that video. Let me go ahead and put it up here. Sorry about that. Yeah, man, he was on the phone with me the entire time, bro. Oh, he was on the phone with me the entire time. Here we go.
I was instructor, obviously, you see, I see that. Your holster is dangerous. Hi. Would it be too much trouble if I talk to you about your holster?
Do me a favor, hit the like button, please.
Okay. I'm a firearms instructor, obviously, you see, I see that. Your holster is dangerous. I see. Somebody gonna snatch your car. Do you see how it's positioned? I know you think they could try, but it's canted to the back. You went to CPD Academy? I get it. You got trained really well? If somebody try to take your firearm from you, you gonna be good? I'm a former police officer. I've trained cops. I've snatched guns. I'm just telling you, where you got your holster is dangerous. And I care enough about your life to tell you that. Because I don't know if you're born and raised in Chicago, around the way, but people don't care. They do not care. And with your holster being to the back like that, what kind of holster do you? I can show you what the way your holster is. What you carry, Glock 19. You want me to bring you a holster? I can bring you a holster right now. I'm giving you that offer. I don't live too far from here. I'll bring you a holster right now. I'll train you how to use it. It ain't shit for me to go buy another. I'm serious about this. It's on you. Balls in your court. It's a Safari Land holster. I'll run. You probably not get off till what time? Grab it, and I'll be right back. I'm serious. I know you've been to the police academy. They'll snatch that shit. Because the way you got it canted is canted to the back.
Yeah, it moves though.
Yeah, I know, but see, that's not better. That's dangerous. Because you get into a tussle, somebody sit there and grab it because it moves. That means they got leverage on you. And you weigh what, maybe 125, 130, maybe 135. They'll pick you up, flex it, and you got nothing but a little notch right there where they'll pick it up and pull it. And I know the department you work for, it's all good. I know the chief. We used to work together, right? I know that you went to CPD Academy.
I can't.
But I care too much about you and other cops to see that. I do. I promise I do. You can look up, So you gonna let me get the holster so I can help you out? You can tell me no. All right, I'll be back. I'll be back. Instructor Mark, I got you. Okay. All right, so I'm going back up to the Walgreens at a specific location. I'm not going to list the address of that location. That's not what's important, but y'all probably just seen the video of me talking to a off-duty police officer who went to Chicago Police Academy, and you probably heard some of the things where she said she was trained by the best. I approached her. You know, you all sit there, ask me questions about, well, I film people with their holsters and stuff like that lacking. So I decided this time, when I seen her holster was a crappy holster and it was canted to the back, I said, y'all heard me say it. Somebody will walk up and snatch your stuff. So I offered to get her a holster. She carries a Glock 19. This is a Glock 19 Safariland holster. And I'm going to go on ahead and give it to her because it's a much better, much durable holster than that other holster that she has. And hopefully not only will she fix herself while I'm there, but she'll allow me to train her. So let's see if she'll take this free training, right? Y'all said, why don't you ever walk up to people? Most cops you cannot walk up to. Most cops got type A personalities. You can't tell them nothing. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let me chill on that. I don't want to say most cops, but there are a percentage of cops where they got them type A personalities. You can't tell them nothing. They take their authority to the head. And I used to be a police officer. I used to work with them and supervise them and train them. So I know firsthand what I'm talking about. But I'm here at the location. Let's see what happens. You want to go? Okay, so go ahead and you gotta click on it's on your belt.
No, it's just
Take the star off. Yeah. Okay. All right, good. So go ahead and switch it up. Okay. So here's the reason why. First of all, let's unload this. Okay. If something happens, I'm carrying the same thing. You guys snatch my shit. Do what you gotta do. Okay. Never full metal jackets. I'm gonna give you my card. Free training for you. Free. You ain't gotta pay me. Okay? Free training. Yeah, here we go. Not full metal jackets. Hollow ones. Do you need some?
go back one.
Well, I need to go buy some. I know. Okay, so here we go. Here's the reason why I said this is bad. Natural index. All they have to do is reach, touch, out. Reach, touch, out. It's so natural, right? And let's just say they strike you or they hit you. Your body is not going to protect this gun. Your body is going to gravitate to the fall, gravitate to something else. Your body is designed to protect it, not protect the gun. So your body going to be distracted on bracing the fall. A person snatched this. They already got it, okay? So with this holster, on the other hand, locks right in. Just pull it in, pull it out. And if you do repetitions, you'll be good to go. Okay? I don't want you to get hurt. I don't know you, but I used to do the same job as you. Ask people in your department, in that area.
Yes.
Mike Brown. Yeah, I know Mike Brown. Mike Brown is this way. I'm telling you, yeah, right. I just hear it. Okay? And you can load it back up. I'm going to give you some PowerPoint rounds if you want them. Here.
I just got some of those.
Take that full metal jacket, shoot it, put it in your pocket. I got 4 or 5 mags on me. It ain't nothing for me to give you. It's up to you, okay? It ain't nothing for me to give you. Do you mind?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. It ain't nothing for me to give you these. I gotta fucking do this here, okay? Put this in the shirt and shit. Okay. Here we go. Go ahead. Securities like in your pocket or something like that. Okay, because if the minute you shoot somebody, let's just say you have to, the minute you shoot somebody and it over penetrates that person and it hits somebody else, I'm gonna tell you this, your department's going, it's your name, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, it's got your name on it. Your department's gonna burn you for those high points, especially the department you work for, because the department you work for, I don't know if y'all have a union or anything like that. So you don't have no movement. You really on a star in a page. So now you got halopoints that you got in there. Okay? Full mag. No mag. Okay? See, that's a much, much better holster. Much better holster. There you go. Just like that. Like it. There you go. Good. Much better holster. And then if you kind of like push it towards you a little bit, like forward. Yeah, like on your belt. I won't touch you. Okay. Yes. Okay. So now here's what you got. Your elbow is always rubbing up against that. So that way, a person would have to push that out the way to be able to get access to it. It's a physical deterrent. It's not a deterrent, but it's a physical indicator that you can feel that it's still there, right? Don't turn your back to anybody, but always, just be mindful. I don't want you, especially with a holster like this. I could see this being maneuvered in a fight, and that shit gets snatched, right? So just thank you for being who you needed to be, so that I can have this conversation with you, because most police are not approachable. They're not approachable. Okay? Okay.
Yeah.
Man, what
How you feel out here, Levon?
what are your thoughts about what's up, Marquise? What's up, man? Did he freeze up? I think he froze up. Oh no, you okay. I can't hear you. Can't hear you. Oh, sorry. Can't hear you. What's up? What's up? What's up? What are your thoughts about the I still can't hear you, Marquise. Nope. Let me see if I just muted your mic, and then no, I can't even mute your mic. That is weird. Okay, you muted yourself. Oh, wait. Okay. I muted you. Try now. Nope. You said let's talk about him? No. I do know this. I do know this. YNW Melly. Yeah, somebody took the stand and is letting it ring, and letting it sing. Letting it ring and letting it sing. Letting it ring and letting it sing, boy. You know it. You said I really make the difference. Well, I'm humbled by that. Marquise, what's wrong with your phone? You said kick him and have him come back in. Marquise, I'm gonna remove you. You, I guess, start your phone back up and then come back in. Oh, you on your computer? All right, he'll be back. All right, so I'm gonna drop the link. If anybody wants to come up as well, you're more than welcome to come up, because I want to have this just a show where I'm not the only one talking. I want to know your thoughts, your opinions, stuff like that. Thank you, She Fires. What's going on? She Fires? If you want to come up, I just dropped the link. Anybody that wants to come up, you are more than welcome to. Matter of fact, I'm gonna post the link on Facebook because StreamYard did not post it on Facebook. Do me a favor, if you get a chance, go on ahead and hit that like button. Go on ahead and hit the likes. That's please. It helps the algorithm. Okay, it gets this to more people. Okay, yeah. If you like this content, by the way, my instructor Mike.locals.com. People have been asking me for quite some time to do online classes, online training, stuff like that. I am going to start doing that, but it will not be on YouTube. Why is it not going to be on YouTube? Because YouTube will not allow me to show a real live gun. They will not allow me to show the tactics and stuff like that I would want to show, whatever the case may be. You know, having those online trainings, they wouldn't allow me to do it on YouTube. Rumble, sure, okay, kind of. But if you go to instructormike.locals.com, instructormike.locals.com. If you really want to support the channel, if you really want to support me, if you really want to support the content, if you really want more content, want to see other instructors, whatever the case may be, Zoom is one way to do it, but you're limited. I'm only limited to like 49 participants within that screen, right? I want to reach as many people as I can, right? instructormike.locals.com, instructormike.locals.com. This isn't anything new. There are other people with larger platforms or even lesser who go to locals.com and have supporters. This is just like Patreon. It's just like Patreon, right? I put exclusive content up there that's more instructional. I've decided to take that from okay, Marquise is back. Yeah, I decided to take that. You back up?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes. Welcome. All right, good. I decided to take that from YouTube. Don't get me wrong. The content that is on YouTube, it's great, right? I think so. Hopefully you think so. If not, shout out in the comments. Tell me what I can do to make it better, right? But my instructional videos that I used to post on YouTube, I'll be posting shorts. I'll be posting snippets. If you want to see the longer, more robust content, not just from me, but from other instructors who want to add into the platform, whatever the case may be, instructormike.locals.com. I only am asking a $5 a month subscription for me to put that content up there. And I believe I've earned it. I believe I've earned it. I've put out a lot of stuff out there. You said, can I put the link in the chat? I thought I did that. Ashton Brownlow, what's going on, man? You said, how can I reach you for expungement knowledge? Yes, 773-644-5000. The link is in the chat right there. I just put it right there. If you did want to come up, please feel free to do so. I believe I've earned it. I've been putting out a lot of content since 2017 on various platforms, stuff like that. And am I at least $5 a month? What about $3.50? What about $3.50? I'm just playing. I ain't gonna beg. But if you want to go over there to locals.com, instructormike.locals.com. Marquise, what's up, man? He got a defensive rifle class coming up. Marquise, do your thing.
Okay, can everybody hear me this time?
Yes, we can all. Yes.
All right, so Marquise Miranda with P6 Firearms Training. Yes, he's absolutely right. I have a defensive rifle 2 coming up at the end of the month. This class is not for beginners. You have to have intermediate knowledge with the AR platform or the AK platform, as well as drawing from the holster with your pistol. So if you got that type of knowledge, hit me up. Let me know that you're interested. I can definitely send you the information.
And if you go to the YouTube community page, right, the YouTube community where I did post Marquise's class there in the YouTube community page. So the link is on there. It's a secure website. You can go there. Also, if you go to the Twitter, Instructor Mike 1, I posted it there as well. The Caesar Kevlar is asking, what are your socials, your social media handles? If you go to P6 Firearms Training, he has a YouTube page. Go over to his page and show his page some love. Those of you all who remember Trigger with Instructor Mike, when we had with the show, you know, when we did before we took our break, y'all know what type of knowledge Marquise about to drop. You already know the value that he brings to this channel. You already know it. I didn't mean to talk for him. I'm sorry. I just had to.
No. You're fine. I'm trying to figure out why it's so delayed.
Oh no. Is it
like I have a slight delay right now, and it's kind of bothering me.
Is it like because I know we just had a tornado come through, not in the inner Chicago, but in the outer, like Elgin got hit, South Elgin got hit, a couple other places got hit. So I don't know if it's maybe where you are.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Because I'm in Orland Park, so maybe that's what it is.
Yeah. Yep. All right. What are your thoughts? Did you get a chance to see that video?
The one which you were showing a young lady about
better
for holsters?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard it. I heard it before. I had to time out and figure out what was going on.
Yeah, I had a chance to speak to her. I spoke to her again today, and she's new, but remember what I had been saying a long time ago about how certain departments lack support for their newer officers. Like you get these departments that want new police officers. When I say they are itching for officers, they are itching. It's not just Chicago, it's other local departments, stuff like that. They're itching for officers. And I don't know if I agree that they are doing a great amount of supporting and training these newer officers, for on duty stuff, for off duty stuff, whatever the case may be, and it's sad to say it's to no fault of that young lady, that young officer, to no fault. It's not her fault. When I say she's a new boot, that's typically what, one of the names that rookies get called, new boot, rookie, whatever case, rook. When I say she's new, she's new. And but I can tell, when I was talking to her and she was saying that CPD, or the Chicago Police Department's academy, was the first place where she was trained. She was trained by the best. It's nothing against the trainer, nothing against their trainers, but there is a mindset, and this is what I've dealt with in my professional career. There is a mindset of, it can't happen to me. We're the best, and all other officers are subpar. Now, they may not say it directly, but that's the attitude you get. But who keeps getting plastered on billboards begging for support? I'm going to go there. I have no problem going there, because for you all to say you're the best, if that's in fact true, that doesn't mean that anybody can't get it. Anybody can. What I'm saying is this: these little things that I'm seeing coming out of the gate, especially for Chicago having the longest academy, and along with the state police, right? You talk to troopers, their mindset is totally different, And I'm not going to even sit there and say the troopers' mindsets are totally different all the way, because there was another young lady, state trooper, new boot. You could tell she was a new boot just by how her demeanor was and how she was displaying herself. I do want to commend this officer for at least having the conversation and being willing to be trained. I give her kudos, because I'll tell you this: most police officers are not approachable. You cannot approach them. You cannot talk to them about any of their equipment, any of their stuff. You can't even talk to them about the law. Can't talk to them about tactics unless you're one of them, because you automatically don't know. You don't know the struggle. You don't know this. You don't know that. I don't know. What are your thoughts? Oh, my nose.
What are my thoughts on what? Make sure you're asking me the right question for this one.
Fair enough.
Because you know me.
Yeah. Just the whole, have you had encounters with trying to educate police officers, and what, if anything, has been your experience? If you care to share, you don't have to if you don't.
So my experience so far with training law enforcement, security, or just people in general in that line of work, it's almost insulting to tell them anything new that they feel that they already know. And it becomes a little bit more, well, who are you and why am I coming to you? Like literally, that actually happened not too long ago. Someone posted something about the class coming up on July 29th. And it was like, what's this guy's background and why should I train with him? It's like, wow. Okay. Well, I don't know how to respond to that, because usually, and I think I've told Mike this before, usually I don't audition for students. Students usually audition for me to let me know why I should be training you, because I want to know whether or not if something that you see in me makes you want to go train. And are you a safe student? Now, it's not to be conceited. It's not to be tooting my own horn or things of that nature. It's literally a, would you go ask Tim Kennedy what's his background? Or what he has on social media enough? You know, would you ask Mike his background? Or what does he have on social media enough? You know, when people go to Mike class, they're not saying, hey, Mike, what's your background and why should you be teaching me security? They just go. Because if this is something you want, you got to come do it. The same thing happens with law enforcement. Same thing happens with security. If this is something you want, be accepting of it, and it's no problem. And when it comes to teaching law enforcement and security, it's that thin line of, are you telling me what to do, or are you trying to help me be better? Sometimes, are you trying to help me be better is not seen.
Right. Yeah.
And that's the problem that a lot of law enforcement and security has. It's, who are you to tell me what I'm doing versus thank you for this and I will take whatever I need and it will help me be better.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. What's going on, sir?
What's up, sir? How are you?
Doing good. What's your thoughts?
Well, I'm pretty impressed that you gave her your jacket and hollow points. I'm actually happy about that you didn't let her use the ball tip demo. And you also kind of gave her some tips on why it's not good for her to use a ball tip demo. So I definitely, rather than just giving her the holster and being like, here, you're all set. All right. You kind of went that little step above and beyond and try to educate her a little bit more than just,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, she bought a $105, and God bless her heart, she out here doing it because you got some people who weigh more and are doing less. You see what I'm saying? So you got to give her, she's got the definite heart. You said you're confused, Caesar. All right, well let's teach. Full Metal Jacket and jacketed hollow points. Full Metal. What are you confused about? Yeah, I was about to go into teaching, and I'm like, wait a minute, what are you confused about? Are you confused about the difference between FMJ and jacketed hollow points, or are you confused about what happened in that given situation? Which I can easily explain. I'm waiting for your comment. Well, the ball tip ammo, yeah. So there are typically two types of rounds that are pretty much standard. You got Full Metal Jacket and jacketed hollow point. Full Metal Jacket rounds of ammunition definitely standard in the military because the Geneva Conventions will not allow the United States military or pretty much any combatant to use hollow points. I have not gotten behind the reason behind that. I just know that that's where that came from, which I'm actually going to research that. Go ahead, Marquise.
That's what he's asking. He's asking what's the difference between hollow point and jacketed hollow point.
I do know that if you look at the hollow point itself, on the inside, it's a lead core. Mm-hmm. And then there's a copper jacket around it. Then there's an impression or a depression that's the hole. And then there are not every hollow point is the same. Some hollow points are wider than others. But the theory or the concept behind it is when meat and material enter that hole, given the velocity and the trajectory of the round and how fast it travels, plus what it is entering, it will cause the round to mushroom up to create a larger, or expand, not explode, but expand to create a larger permanent wound channel inside of the body. This has at least a minimum of two things that it is likely to produce. It is likely to cause more damage on the inside of the body, and it increases the chance of slowing the bullet down so that it can be maintained within the actual human, to decrease the chance, not eliminate, but decrease the chance of over penetration. So those are the primary two, unless I'm wrong.
No, you're good.
Right? Primary two reasons, because you have multiple forces. I wouldn't say they're competing. I would say they're all working together. You've got the forward trajectory. You've got the spinning or the rotations of the actual rounds itself. You've got the primary or the primary wound channel and the permanent wound channel. The temporary is what I meant. Temporary wound channel, which is the entrance of the bullet into the body, the shock that's caused from that, right? The parting of the, there's a whole bunch of stuff to that. And then you get the permanent wound channel, which is caused by the entrance and the flight path of the bullet inside.
And Caesar, I think just jacketed hollow point versus hollow point, I think for the most part, it's just the naming convention versus if you are saying like a ball tipped ammo or you're saying full metal jacket, it's just naming. So jacketed hollow point, I think, and hollow point for the most part, the ammo when it enters the body, it does open up and spread, and it also stops or slows down.
It's a coating. I was just waiting for both of y'all to finish. The difference is the coating. Jacketed hollow point has a coating, the other one doesn't.
Yeah.
There you go.
And you'll see that especially if you carry a revolver. I also carry a revolver too. And then if you look at 38 caliber ammo, you'll definitely see that on the bullet tip, which is 30 is pretty much 9 millimeters, just the diameter of the bullet. So it's no difference, just a longer casing, stuff like that. You said the Geneva Conventions, the Geneva or Hague Conventions require a FMP, so it would wound, not KILL, or it's not monetized, not kill. One wounded soldier needs to work. Okay, fuck it. I don't even know what the act. Yeah, more for aid. 3 men out of action. Fancy bullets can be horribly mutilating. I don't know. I've never seen a full. I've seen homicides, but I've never seen a jacketed hollow point be mutilating unless you're shot in some other place that's
you get shrapnel.
You shot someplace. Here's a benefit of using a. We're not gonna stay on this conversation for too long, but here's a benefit of using a full metal jacket. It'll likely over penetrate and you get a 2-fer or a 3-fer, depending upon what type of bullet you're actually firing. I know that's one benefit of it. Anyway, you said revolver. No, 19X. Okay, so you're carrying a 19X. All right, cool. So go ahead, Marquise. Go ahead.
About what?
I thought you wanted to say something. You had your hand finger up.
No, I'm actually reading comments because
okay.
I was trying to catch up with the comments. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Hey,
and pretty
Mike,
much.
So
technically, with the Hague Convention, technically, the way it was described is that the full metal jacket is a more humane round with less severe wounding and getting soldiers back to the battlefield. It had nothing to do with us being nicey nice or being conventional. It was like, well, what can we do to get our soldiers back on the battlefield? Let's use a less what's the word I'm looking for? What's what I'm looking for?
I think
less destructive round.
I think
when I think less than lethal, I think like rubber bullets and stuff like that.
Oh no, I wasn't going to say less than lethal. I said
okay.
less destructive. Less destructive. Oh no. We are definitely not using less than lethal on the battlefield.
Yeah.
I was thinking you were doing great when you said more humane. Even though that's a whole other conversation in and of itself there too. So
and I mean, realistically speaking, when we're doing military functions, we are thinking about our target and what's behind it to a certain extent.
Yeah. You're there. Yeah, certain
extent. Yeah, so
sure.
It's like I said, it's funny because more money is made from wars than anything else, but we're not going to go there either.
Yeah, because a large defense budget for sure. One question were you about to ask, Steve? Go ahead.
So in your scenarios where you approach these security guards, are you visiting various Walgreens or various situations? Are you going to usually like the same one and like you see
Nah, usually what it is I'm going about my day.
Yeah.
And I happen upon something and I'm like, okay, here it is.
Education moment.
Yeah, it's just happenstance. Some may not believe it, that's fine. But for most of, I would say arguably most of these scenarios, it's really happenstance. I'm not going out and looking for it, but you don't really have to do too much to see what's already out there if you got eyes for it. You know, there are police officers and security officers, but here's this, arguably more yes, Paper Chase. Look, Paper Chaser was on the phone with me. I was talking to him about something, and
Spur of the moment.
it literally happened spur of the moment. And I was like, I don't want to approach her, but I do want to approach her. Paper Chaser knows I was going through the motions of like, should I not? I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I just took a chance, and this time it worked. Now, I don't think because she was a woman or she was small that there wasn't gonna be some type. No, it could easily have gotten explosive. It could have very well have gotten explosive. But I'm just glad she was who she needed to be so that we could have this conversation. So no, I just happened upon this, and surprisingly, I see more security officers with better holsters than I do police officers.
You think better training?
That's subjective. That's subjective on the person. That's subjective on the officer. I don't know if security officers. Well, you know what? I don't know. I think it's kind of like a half and half. I think it's like a half and half. I think the only difference is
Complacency.
certain cases. Huh?
Complacency, maybe like for that police officer, complacency, and they play. I would argue that there are two categories of people who play, and I got you, Marquise, because I know you ready. Y'all know we hear that hum is there, right? But two categories of people that really place 200% faith in all of law enforcement, and that's police officers themselves and people who just don't want to carry firearms for their protection, who really count on all police doing everything that is supposed to be done. That's just where I'm at with it. And if you were inside on the job or was a trainer or had an interaction with a lot of police officers, you would find that, all right, they do need to. Is a hot topic for you. Go ahead. Let me shut up. Marquise, go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. Listen, I love the energy and I love it. You know I'm always gonna love the energy, but I'm that person.
Go ahead. Am I being nice?
Be honest. There's a difference between someone who enjoys cooking and cooks for a living and someone who cooks for a living but hates to cook. Okay? I want you to take that and I want you to breathe that in, what I just said. Now take that to your profession. You can love what you do, but hate doing it. But you're getting paid for it. So now what is my level of concern? Where's my level of love for what I'm doing and why I'm doing it?
Right.
So there's something I always say, and people who've been around me heard me say it. There are people who do security and people who are security. You can see the people who do security. You can see by the way they dress. You can see by their mannerisms. You can see by their level of detail. You can see people who, make sure I'm in the middle, do security. Now, people who are security are people who literally live and breathe what they're doing. This is who they are.
Right.
This isn't an occupation. It's a part of their complete breakfast. What did you wake up and do this morning? I detected that the weather was off. Right. I detected that I might need to wear something different today. I detected that I need to make sure that my firearm was clean before I left the house. I detected that my uniform was not up to par. I detected these things because this is who I am.
True.
Versus the person, I'm gonna use my little puppy's clothing. Oh, I gotta get ready for work.
Man,
just slide this on real quick. Yep. We all good. It's got 1,001 wrinkles, but who really cares?
They're just going in for a paycheck.
What gun am I going to carry today? I don't even know what gun I'm going to carry today. Let me figure it out. What shoes I'm going to wear with this gun I'm going to carry today?
Shoes.
Should I use my Tech 9 with these low tops?
Oh God.
You know, and like I said, it's a state of mind. It's who you are. And that's why when you see law enforcement, when you see security, you know, Mike bumps into these people and you would think Mike sets it up. But no, this is him walking into a situation and it's right there. This writes itself.
Yes.
It literally writes itself. So now it becomes, okay, did you know there was a better holster? Did you know there was a better firearm? Did you know there was better ammo? Did you know there are places you can continue your education? Did you know? And it comes down to that point. You have the instructor who will tell you, yes, I have classes coming up. Or you have the instructor that says, you should go out and train. Listen to that statement. I have classes coming up, or you should go out and train.
True.
Because now I'm telling you, I'm not the only one. There's other places you can go to become better.
Yep.
You know, I specifically even put on social media with the class I'm doing July 29th. This is not a beginner's course.
Correct.
It's not. It's not a beginner's course. And that's because I've done the beginning courses at the beginning of the season. So now I'm like, okay, now let's push your limits. I have students who put up Instagram posts about how the limits got pushed and they got better at the end of the day. Excuse me. And they took a picture of their target in the morning versus their target in the afternoon after it's been 90-degree weather, after they've been pushed to the brink of exhaustion, after I've told them multiple times, yo, listen, get you some water because I'm telling you now, I don't want you to pass out because I don't check pulses, I check wallets. And if you can't buy anything off my Amazon wish list, there's a strong possibility you're not going to make it to the hospital.
It's true.
I'm just saying. You know, but William said there is a little bit of hand holding, but I mean, when I say a little, I'm not going over the basics of the rifle, and I'm really not going over the basics of drawing from the holster. I'm not doing that for this class because this one is literally, I want to say 8 drills and 2 of them don't have movement. Only 2 don't have movement. So this is a get it in course. Now, am I available for stuff where you want to get some familiarization? Yes, I am 1,000% down. Mike could tell you I'm down for that. Yo, you want to meet up with me at a range? Come get some. I'm down. Yes. But there's a time and a place for everything. And my thing is, you were trained by the best. What does that mean to you? Think about how powerful that statement is. Man, I was trained by the best. What's your standard of the best? You might think Skippy's the best peanut butter. I don't agree. I like Jif. So again, everything is based on your perception. And a lot of us have our perception of what a cop should look like and act like. We have our perception of what a security guard should act and look like. But are you quick to judgment based on what we see? And are our assumptions correct? I mean, come on now. You see a law enforcement officer with a janky holster. Who do I go back to? Am I going to tell him or her, hey, your instructor sucks? Or am I going to say, listen, there's other stuff that I could probably help you with. Do you mind if I offer my advice?
Yep.
What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that using that word salad? Do you mind if I offer you some advice? There's nothing wrong with that. You can say no.
Yeah.
Yep.
She
You can totally say no, and I can kick rocks and go about my business.
Yeah.
But if you're willing to accept, God forbid, if you're willing to accept, because I'm gonna empty my cup. Here you go, man. Listen, this is man. How much time do you got? Listen, you got no book and paper.
That video, that video, that thing lasted longer than what I posted.
Oh, we know. We know. You got that win, brother. You got that win, and we understand that win, and we appreciate that win.
Yeah.
But my thing is, for one of you, how many others exist?
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, how many people going out to what is it? What did you say you was going to? Begins with an M. Maryland.
Maryland. Yeah. Yeah.
How many people from Illinois are going to Maryland to educate people in Maryland?
I can't.
I'm be honest with you. I am not.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for my schedule, I do a lot more security details.
Yeah.
So I can't even. I was supposed to win airsoft in one of these weekends that I can't tell you because I got to do a security detail. I do a lot more security stuff now, and I'm a lot more sought upon, and I enjoy that. But again, security has been in my blood for centuries.
Yep.
Yes, you heard correctly. Centuries.
Yep.
Saw someone carrying a pocket with a. I'm not surprised, Cameron.
No, I'm not surprised at that at all.
I'm totally not surprised. But you know what? And you see it at most gun ranges.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't nobody want to come up, man. I know Steve is on deck. Everybody want to be quiet and calm and stay in the comments and stuff. Okay, so here we go. How about I say you don't have to cam up, but you got to cam up.
No, you got to cam up.
It's like, nope.
We want to see your face, and you better back up what you're saying, my guys.
Yeah.
All right, Mike, question. So from your previous experiences when you've gone in and either seen someone wear the wrong holster or have the wrong duty belt or whatnot, this past experience that you had was really positive. How many of the other ones that you have not posted have been like just straight up negative? Like, I mean, like they trash talk you or like just the wrong feedback?
Typically, I don't talk. Typically, what happens is I'll get the video. I'll be like this. Don't see that? Come on, you got to get better. You can't be, and then I'll post it.
What about the 1 or 2% that you have talked?
Actually, she's the only one.
Really?
She's the only one because I know firsthand, having been a in-service police trainer, having been a police firearms instructor, having been a use of force instructor and a taser instructor in the departments, having been a trainer and a training officer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I know the mindset of police officers, and it's not everyone. Let's be honest. It's not everyone. But is it most of them? Hell yeah. Oh, let's not even talk about in-service training. That is a head bobbing session for a percentage of police officers. That's a head bobbing session. Whether it's hey, you got it? Okay, yeah, for sure. You say Graham versus Connor? I know Graham because my cousin is right the street. And it's okay, and that's what it is. It's not anything where you get in these departments that need it. There are some departments where the training is awesome, but it's mostly a boys club, boys and girls club, and that needs to change. You want to talk about use of force scenarios like that? What's up, Caesar? You might have to turn your YouTube. You might have to turn your YouTube background off.
Yeah, I did. I'm walking out of the house real quick.
Okay, it's all good. You have to sit here and understand that when it comes down to police use of force training, you want to talk about role players. Why not get role players from the community?
Nope. Never.
You know what I'm saying?
Never.
Role players from the community would have been, we want to see if this tactic works. Yeah, I've been waiting for this time a long time. Yeah, we get to be role players from the community. Oh, you can't have a criminal background. Look me up, bruh. I don't have no criminal background. Let's go. And then they go too hard. Of course, this person has to have the ability to be able to stop, tap out, whatever the case may be at certain levels, right? Not try to break and go off. But I don't know. Of course, I do know I'm just being nice.
Well, and here's the thing. I will say role players are great. It's just that I feel that role players should be trained.
Yeah.
Role players should be trained because
Everyone
there is a percentage that you need to go to open up the ability to learn versus breaking a person down and they don't learn anything from it because all they're thinking about is the failure, not the learning process in failure.
Right.
Yep.
Because trust me, one of the biggest things that I can't stand is trying to train grappling without carrying a firearm.
That's valid.
If you're gonna grapple with your gear on.
Yeah.
Grapple with some form of gear on. If it's your vest, if you can have your uniform without your uniform inside the training area, that's what you should train in. And the reason why I say that is that one of the number one reasons why the headlock is gone is because instead of teaching the headlock correctly, which is in your gear, it was removed completely. Because now when you're dressed like this and you perform the correct headlock, your elbow is in the center of the person's chest. When you have on your gear, your elbow is now to the person's shoulder, which means now I'm cutting off your oxygen versus your blood to your brain. The proper headlock, and I'm gonna keep calling it headlock, it's another word we use, but I don't think it's appropriate for this audience. But the proper headlock cuts off blood flow to the brain, which incapacitates the person within 3 to 5 seconds.
Wait, should the headlock / chokehold ever be used though?
That's the word I wasn't trying to use.
Well, I
Here already.
/ chokehold. Well,
No, say again. I didn't hear your question.
yeah. You said headlock, headlock with you're saying headlock with equipment and all of that, but should the headlock / chokehold ever be used?
Yes. It was actually very, very, very useful, which actually saved more lives than it did end.
Okay.
It actually did save more lives in the past than it did now, where you can see more people are dying from it. But the thing is that it's not taught correctly, which is why it's used the wrong way. And you have words like, I can't breathe.
But if you have your arm around someone's neck, how can they breathe? And I don't want to get too, I
can explain it. So a proper headlock involves the carotid arteries.
Correct.
Not oxygen. So once I stop your blood flow to your brain within 3 to 5 seconds, you pass out, you're done. I don't have to do anything more.
Gotcha.
Now I can handcuff you, wake you up, and everything else.
Okay.
I can't breathe scenario. Yeah.
Right. So you mean the well-trained version of that. So someone that's not well-trained at it will do it wrong. So they'll be doing a chokehold instead of a headlock or carotid lock. I don't have any law enforcement background, so I really don't know. So
But I love these questions.
Yeah, that's what we're here for.
But see, you're 1,000% correct. A person who's not trained correctly and does it the wrong way does more harm than good.
Okay.
And the thing is, like I said, the unfortunate thing is this: as a nation, the United States.
Don, what's up, man?
What's up? Oh, shit is Don.
Don, what's up, buddy?
Sure, we call it neck restraint. Let's go with that too, but not really. So
neck restraint. Okay, there you go, Don. Neck restraint. Oh, yeah, that's the word I was looking for. There you go, Don.
So, but let's look at it this way: the United States focuses on everything someone does wrong, never all the things that go right.
Okay.
Have you ever seen the news where it says police officer did the right thing and arrested the person, no shots fired, this, that, and the other.
No, not specifically those words. No.
Exactly, or not even close to it.
Correct.
But when someone dies of a chokehold, it's on immediate. It's immediately on the news and everything else. But it doesn't talk about the times that it was used and stop someone from being more aggressive, calming them down, handcuffing them, and taking them in peacefully.
De-escalation.
Exactly.
Okay.
Because this could have been a baton whooping. This could have been a gunshot. This could have been a tase. This could have been 1,001 things, but all it was, all right, man, let's calm down.
Yeah, okay.
Relax. You're
Okay.
down. We massage your back to make sure you got the oxygen flowing again, and we're good.
Right.
But
And all that goes over my head. I don't have any law enforcement training or anything like that. I'm just.
Well, no, I have certain backgrounds in certain martial arts. That's all. And
Okay.
the thing is that certain chokeholds and things, I used the word. So certain neck restraints were used in the military. And we was taught certain neck restraints in the military.
Yeah.
And all of them involve the fastest way to stop somebody. And the fastest way to stop somebody was the carotid versus the wind.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it takes longer to choke someone out with using the lack of oxygen from the lungs to the body to the throat to the mouth to the nose versus I can just stop your blood flow real quick and you're done.
Right, and I don't want to go too deep into chokeholds. I don't want to go to a rabbit hole, but so
I know just an example.
the difference in the carotid is quicker with the carotid artery.
Yes.
Than just taking away all of your oxygen. I'm
Correct.
confused about that.
So it takes longer to stop you from breathing.
Right.
Than it does for
Like
me
a
to
choke.
make you pass out.
Right. Okay. Gotcha. See, I was always curious about that.
So, like, for example, and it's just, and like you said, it's literally based on training. What if I told you that people aren't taught de-escalation correctly?
Right. And
Because if you look at the
that's
fact-
long before the chokehold even comes into play.
Exactly.
Okay. So continue.
So, but what I was just giving an example of is that because it's taught incorrectly, we throw the baby with the bathwater. So now, because de-escalation is taught incorrectly, we believe cops shouldn't be involved. Let's get social workers. So instead of making a cop understand better about de-escalation, let's just get someone else completely and just let them keep doing whatever they're doing. And whenever it doesn't work between the social worker and the person, now we're going to throw the cop in.
Right.
It's like, well, I'm not saying we need to make cops into social workers, but how about we taught them better de-escalation techniques?
Agreed.
Correct.
Yeah.
You know, like one thing I've always said, and California actually does it, and I didn't know California did this until last month. Something I've always said on Mike's show is make law enforcement work in the prisons before becoming the street cops.
I did.
You know what state does that? And I hate
California,
to
for
admit
sure.
it because I hate the state.
The sheriffs. They do that from the beginning. LA
California.
sheriffs. Yep.
California does it.
Yep.
California puts you in the prisons first, and then they put you on the street.
I've heard 2 to 5 years
It's
in
the
the
same.
prisons.
As far as I know, because I have a cousin that's a cop, it's the same here in Louisiana. Like I said in the comments, I'm from New Orleans. And Instructor Mike, I've spoken to you before on the phone. Yeah, so here in New Orleans, it's the same thing. It's the same process. It's the same thing he had to go through.
See? And I prefer that. I feel that is the way to go because now you're surrounded by the worst of the worst. And if you can go home every night without getting into a scuffle, without getting into a fight, without getting into an argument, while you're surrounded by the worst people ever, you telling me that same mentality wouldn't exist if I put you on the street? You are literally surrounded by killers, child molesters, crazy people, the whole nine. And you walk into that jail or that prison, and you work those 8 to 10 hours, 15 hours, 12 hours, and you go home unscathed.
Yes.
Well, maybe not mentally unscathed, but it's unscathed nonetheless. Now, let me give you that same mentality and put you on the street.
And so, guys, look, check this out. So, I really checked in, and not to change the subject, like off kilter or anything, but I really checked into this live in order to ask you guys a question. So
Sure.
me and my wife are having an issue about me becoming a cop because I'm in between jobs, and I want to become a cop. She doesn't want me to do that. So what's some advice to talk to my wife about it? Mike, you might be able to go into this.
That's why I perked up. That's why I perked up.
Yeah, I see you. I see you sitting up in your chair. So help me out here. I want to join NOPD, and she doesn't want me to. We had an argument last night about this very thing until like 4 a.m.
Argument or discussion?
Help me out. Hey, look, I'm gonna show her the live later. So help me out here.
All right. So I would tell you this. Your feelings matter and her feelings matter as well. So we've got to start with recognizing that, first of all, the argument that she had with you, that's from a place of love. I gotta start with that, because
well, I'm aware.
Yeah, if she didn't care or was looking for or what, there would have been like a couple of statements, and then, all right, babe, if you love it, go right ahead, right? So there's that. So we've got to embrace those feelings. That's that. 2, at some point in time, if this is something that you really want to do, and she really I'm gonna go there because you asked, so I'm gonna go there. If she really loves you for who you are,
she does.
At some point, the intensity is gonna ground itself out, because if you're steadfast in your why you want to get into this profession, she will have no choice in certain cases but to support you, but still be a watchful eye for you and be of counsel to you to tell you, hey, babe, I think you're bringing work home. Let me do something that I need to do to relax you, to take your mind. She'll be a great support in that space.
But let's go back to that why, right? Sure. Part of the argument last night was I don't really have the why. I don't have the why. I just know internally that's something I would like to do. So, okay. I mean, I'm kind of, we're at a crossroad with it. You know what I mean?
So here's this. It would be a great idea for you to get a lot of opinions from police officers who have actually done things on the job. Now, let me caution you that if a person tells you I've got X amount of years of experience as a police officer, that doesn't mean they've done something. That just means they've been in the job a long time. So you need to talk to officers who, you need both perspectives, because maybe the reason why they haven't done things could have been because of other lessons they learned to avoid getting into stuff. But you need to get both perspectives of what you're about to get into, and then honestly ask yourself, what's your reason for getting into this? Because it is, in fact, especially in New Orleans, just like Chicago, just like the outlying suburbs of Chicago and New Orleans, St. Louis, any place where there is a large collection of people who engage in criminal activity, there is high likelihood that you could get killed. That is a high likelihood. And so, you know, I would tell you this, I'll land with this. Today's type of policing is not what it used to be, and that's a good thing and a bad thing. More so bad than good. Yes, we do have more body cameras. Cool, I'm all for that. I was wearing body cameras and wearing audio-visual devices before body cameras were a thing, because I used to encounter a lot of people And I used to get a lot of complaints. Why? Because I'm locking you up. And people know that when you're doing that, if I could affect this cop's status as an officer, it'll do something to my case because he's the witness that saw everything. Take him out, case falls, I get set free. So I was wearing body cameras before he was fashionable. So I welcome that. But, you know, you need to understand your why you're getting into this, because it has to be something that's more than just inside of you. It has to be something that you really want to do and be comfortable with the death outcomes that could come from it. And your wife is comfortable with that too. Or
so maybe just kind of have the moment with myself and figure out the why for myself so I can explain it to her.
Yeah, well, figure out the why for yourself, but I don't know if you're ever gonna really be able to explain it to her, because she's not gonna enter that life. She just doesn't want the outcome of you getting hurt, shot, stabbed, or here we go. Let's talk this. I'm gonna go even deeper. I'm more than just a former cop, more than just military vet, all that great stuff. Anger management specialist, all this behavioral science stuff. There are a great percentage of police officers who got on the job because the job is their psychological security blanket.
What does that mean?
I'll tell you. So have you ever heard of the statement that, oh, you became a police because you were bullied as a kid? You know, you hear that. That is something that is said in not law enforcement, but that is something that is said from the community towards those who are in law enforcement. But here is a truth. A percentage of police officers, perhaps a little more than some, but not most, but a little more than some, actually became police officers because of that very fact. And the inner child within that adult police officer who is the police officer has not worked on those unresolved issues. So because they have not worked on those unresolved issues and it pokes the bear, they take offense to it, run away from it, or try to overpower it by suppressing and arresting that, instead of just facing the reality that just like people in impoverished areas go to the military for security and sustenance, the same thing happens for police.
So we really carry that from childhood to that point. So we got cops running around here just like, you know. Oh,
that is a Maslow's hierarchy of needs issue.
Wow.
Yes.
You have people walking around like that, not just cops.
Yes.
Yep.
You have people.
It's power and
because
control.
Unfortunately, it is true, and it is an old adage: power corrupts, but absolute power corrupts absolutely. So it's any job of authority, including being a parent, being a parent, can be one of those things. No different than being a cop who's still dealing with those same issues.
So I did connect that with parenting, because I have 5 kids myself. So I did connect that with parenting. Maybe not with policing though, but
here's this. How many parents get offended when the child says something that makes sense, but the parent can't take it, and the parent exerts authority over that child? No different than the police doing the same thing. And this isn't an anti-police sentiment. I'm just telling you what you may be walking into. Plus, you have to look at the fact that the narrative against the police, especially in the Black community, is not a positive one. So there could be a variety of feelings that your wife may have deep on the inside that need to be unpacked from a position of love and concern, because at the end of the day, I'm going to tell you this: family has to be your biggest support. It has to be your biggest flex, because the world is going to kick your ass out there in the street. Go ahead.
I was going to go there because you know, your camera ain't lying to you. I'm a Black dude now. Right?
Yeah.
So I got Black family, right?
Let me tell you.
If I go put on a badge, you know, we like some of us, we have some family that's got that criminal element in it, right?
You just
So
protect the ops.
that big old S word. What's the S word?
Yeah.
What's that? Snitch, right? Or all that. So how I navigate that as well. So if let's say I navigate and I get over, me and my wife, we're happy. I'm a cop. The family as well, and maybe other people on YouTube need to see this as well. But you know, my family, yeah, they're not gonna be too happy about me being a cop either.
Hey, you got to be okay
But
with that
I really
criticism.
don't care about what they feel or what they think, but navigating it is the thing. You know,
I'm
what I
gonna
mean?
tell you this. So I'm glad we're having this conversation.
Yeah.
If I don't get nothing, look. So
it's a real conversation though.
I had just met my family on my dad's side because I had just met my dad some years ago. And I remember I was working off duty and I was getting ready to go to Walmart. I used to work Walmart off duty as a cop. And I remember going to where the family reunion picnic was. This was my first time meeting them. Do you know I was wearing a black polo that said police because I was going straight to them. I was going to stop over and go straight to them. And I didn't know the family. Nobody briefed me. Nobody briefed me. So I pull up, black polo, say police right here. And everybody got, I would say 3/4 of them got defensive like I was about to arrest them. And one of the older, I think she's my aunt or something. I don't know. I don't even remember her title. But no. That's James' son. That's James' son. I was like,
Yeah,
no, I'm not. I got my ass in the car. I got the fuck out of there. That was the beginning and the end. I've never seen them again. I didn't even want to go back because I was outnumbered. There was too many of them. I was like, fuck that. You know, it was something. So, you know, that is a thing. That is definitely a thing, most definitely. So your wife has some and then not just even talking about your family. As soon as you step out of the patrol car into the community, you're gonna get mixed reactions.
Right, black dude.
Yeah. You a Uncle Tom, you a pig, you 12, you the ops. You know what I'm saying? You all that. Now,
one time.
I loved
one time.
Yeah,
one time.
I loved being called all those things. Not that I
did.
Yes, and I'm gonna tell you, I loved being called all those things because I know it wasn't personal to me. If I stepped outside that car and it wasn't a police car and I was wearing my regular clothing, they wouldn't even pay. I mean, they would have saw me, but they wouldn't even pay me no mind. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not wearing anything that says police. So this is where you have to learn, right? People who don't understand behavior suppress it. People who understand behavior address it. So I know they're not talking about me. They're talking about the profession that I represent.
The uniform.
That's what they're angry at. So here I get the chance to be an agent of change to let them know I understand why you upset. I ain't that. Give me a chance to earn, you know what I'm saying? This is an interaction. Let's just box it within that. That's it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so
I really appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. I don't got a whole lot of time, but I really do appreciate it. And I've been watching you for a long time, and I'll keep watching. All right.
Yeah.
Hey, Caesar, can I ask you a question?
Go for it.
So are you looking into local PD? Are you trying to be like a sheriff or like highway patrol?
It'll be NOPD.
Okay.
If it's anything.
Can I ask you?
I grew up about 30 miles away from here, and it could be LaFouche Parish, but I doubt it. It could be a parish because y'all have counties, but we have parishes.
Yeah.
So it could be a parish, but it'll probably be NOPD because everybody knows me in the parish. Nobody knows me in the PD in New Orleans. So
I just want to say whatever decision you make, good on you, and I know you'll have the best thought for your family, and you'll know what to do.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
I think you'll be fine. I think you'll be fine, Caesar. If it's something, once you get to your why, and you have a heart-to-heart conversation, and you take a position with your wife that it really is from a position of love, that this is something you really want to do. You really believe you can excel at it. You can make a difference in the community for those who will give you the chance to do that. You know, it has to be something where there's a purpose behind it, because you really, true law enforcement officers don't get into it for the money. They don't get into it for the benefits. Those are things that you get, but they don't get into it for that. It's got to be something. Like, don't get me wrong, I ain't been to police in 10 years. I'm not gonna lie and tell you I don't miss it. I miss it. I've been offered. I've been offered a few times to go back. The answer is a resounding fuck no, because I love what I do. Like, I love what I do. If I go back to
Marquise is covering his face. He's
Yeah.
covering his face. I see him over there.
it's a resounding fuck no. I love what I do. And if I go back to law enforcement, this will get handicapped, because now I'm property of the government, so to speak. So I don't have free speech. It's free speech-esque. You can't say, you know, so no, I love what I do. The impact that I do, I'm doing more now than what I was doing in law enforcement. So my purpose.
And I get a lot from you, but I am curious about why Marquise covered that face. So what's going on over there?
You didn't expect that shit.
Mr.
Go ahead.
P6 firearm training. What's going on? What's up?
So here's the thing, and this is something I'm just going to say, and it's going to probably resound with a lot of people. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Everyone always says, happy wife, happy life, right?
Oh, yeah.
How about if I tell you this? Happy spouse, happy house.
What's the difference?
You need to be
And
happy.
that's where you need to figure out, my guy.
You need to
That's the why.
yeah.
That's the why right there.
Okay.
When you understand happy life, happy wife, happy life, you're only speaking on behalf of one person being happy.
Yeah.
Happy spouse, happy house, both of your happiness is taken into consideration.
A unit.
But happiness is fleeting. You have to find joy. Happiness is being happy in what's happening.
Oh, okay.
Where joy is everlasting. So, for example, we just celebrated our 5-year anniversary last night. Okay. Mm-hmm. Happy spouse, happy house. Because there's times that I've made her miserable, and there's times she's made me miserable. But guess what? We're going to do that together to figure out, again, that's that moment. There's that moment we're not happy, but we still have joy within ourselves to come back and forget about that moment of unhappiness.
Okay.
So when it comes down to this, it's more about understanding why she has her reservations about this.
It's death. It's tragedy. It's
trust me
how it goes.
And yes, and all of that are all of those are factors.
So it's like, it's one of those things.
Yeah. And the thing is that understanding why she has these reservations. For example, and my wife, she can still hear me, so I'm praying to God she sleeps so she can't hear me.
I ain't mean to get you in trouble, man.
No. You ain't getting me in trouble. You ain't getting me in trouble.
Okay,
so
all right, go ahead.
So this is an example. This is an example. I know you have to go. So one of the things I've been wanting for the last couple of years is a motorcycle. Now, I used to ride and I used to do stupid stuff on bikes, which is now why I want a Harley. I want a bigger bike where I'm not tempted to do wheelies and everything else that I used to do as a younger man.
And not a crotch rocket.
Right.
Yeah,
no crotch rockets.
Right.
But something my wife brought up to me was, well, you're doing more executive protection work and you're doing more security work. So now I have a new layer to worry about if you get a motorcycle. And I was like, damn, I didn't think of it that way. I just thought motorcycle, hey, whatever, blah, blah. It was like, no, that's the reason why. It's a new layer of worry. Because literally, depending on my client, yes, I would jump in front of a bullet. I might duck.
Okay.
I might probably even got the bullet to the person. Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? But again, it is what I have to do. So now it's like, okay, well, let me understand why she feels that way and where that's coming from.
So just hear her out, understand her, and I know that in the long run. But you know how we're men, so sometimes we just want to do what we have to do, you know, and like sometimes I want to walk away and quote one of the previous Mike Brown's videos. It's don't walk away from me when I'm talking to you. You know, it's one of them things. Look, and I'm not trying to go even deeper. But
here's the
it's
question,
one
though.
of those things. Like the argument we had until 4 a.m. was me, like kind of wanting to walk away and like getting it over with. But you know, yeah.
So let's just think, but let's take that into consideration, though. If her feelings, because again, I'm gonna tell you, and again, those who are listening, pay close attention. Feelings can't be argued. Feelings can't be argued. If a person feels like they're having a heart attack, unless you walk around with an EKG, shut the hell up and let that person have their heart attack. So the disadvantage is that we want to disagree with feelings. We want to disagree with feelings, but they're not ours to disagree with. How they feel is how they feel for a reason.
Okay.
You know, so it's more about evaluating her and why she feels that way. Now, is there compromises? Sure. Maybe you want to do security work instead. Maybe you want to be a resource officer for law enforcement instead. Maybe you want to be an instructor for law enforcement instead.
Yeah. Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Maybe in conversation with her, but you know, well, she might watch this, but between us,
she might not watch this.
She might not watch it. If I don't show it to her, she won't watch it. But seriously, if you know, I'll figure it out with her, and we'll get there. We'll get to that point. Either I do it or I don't. You know?
Yeah, you got my 773-644-5000.
Yeah, I got your number.
Everybody else call me anyway, so we can continue this conversation because there's a lot that goes into that discussion, but ultimately Marquise is right. He's right. Correct.
Yep. Hey, God bless Caesar. Thanks for joining.
And I appreciate everything, y'all. I really do.
Outstanding. Thank you.
All right, y'all.
Stay safe.
Shane, bro.
We'll do.
So Angel had a question. Marquise, how old should people be to have a gun on them to carry?
I need context.
What's the context of your question, Angel? If anybody else wants to come up, you're more than welcome. I've dropped the link. You're more than welcome. I hope.
Are we talking politics or are we talking legality?
This is gonna be fun.
Are we talking military? Or are we talking police?
This is gonna be fun, yo.
Are we talking civilian?
This is gonna be fun.
Let's get it.
Gonna be fun. We'll wait for Angel to comment.
Are we talking on my own property? Or are we talking out in public?
Shawty all red, Southern living. What's going on?
You know, so that's a complex question, Angel, because there's a lot of
multifaceted.
Oh man, multifaceted, rabbit hole ish. It is some. Whew, it depends on the state. Depends on the state, because in my personal opinion, I am so sorry. There are certain states, even I want to put an age limit on people.
What's up, JFB? JFB, what's up, man? Yeah, we're back. We're back. Yeah, hey, Steve. Every Wednesday, 8 p.m. You're more than welcome.
Yes, sir.
Man. Sure.
Yes, sir.
For sure. And any other instructors too that want to come up and add a lot of value. Trust me, I do not like the show when it's just me. I ain't gonna lie. Don't get me wrong, I will monologue some shit, but I find it robust when it's other people. Very robust. All right. I dropped the link. American Amy, I know she said she had to dip out. John's gonna be back. He was gonna come on tonight, but he had to take care of some issues, family issues. John with Guardian Concepts, guardian-concepts.com. His stuff should be scrolling across. Let me pull up another banner because I know his stuff was scrolling as well as Marquise was before. And Steve, if you want to shout your business out, please feel free.
You know what? I'm a newbie NRA pistol instructor, and I still have not taught a class. So it's.
Well,
I know. So I've been an instructor for 1 year.
No, I'm not saying anything. I'm saying if you want to gain students, go ahead. You don't have to. No pressure.
Yeah.
Right. So
What happened?
Ken, I don't like the word common sense. I don't like the term common sense. So I'm gonna be honest with you. John, it's right here. But no, I don't like common sense, Ken, only based on the fact that common sense means that we have common knowledge on the subject matter, and that's an assumption.
And I think common sense gets used out of context a lot by I don't want to get into politics, but you know where I'm going with this. A lot of certain
Oh no, it's just literally what I said. I'm not gonna lie to you. Common sense requires common knowledge on the subject matter. So I don't like common sense.
Common sense is literally defined as in the dictionary, good sense and sound judgment in practical matters. Practical is defined as of or relating to the actual doing of things more than just theories. And there's a lot of
And you know what both of those are based off of?
What's up?
Perception.
Yeah.
So once again, I don't like common sense,
right?
Because common sense insinuates that we have common knowledge.
Eyes in the beer holder.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah,
depends on the beers. Less is that.
That's it. All right,
almost.
Anybody got any other questions you want to drop in the chat? Since you're not gonna come up and cam up, no pressure. I'm still glad you're here. And this will be every Wednesday. I'm gonna do the best that I can given my schedule, but I've definitely got more time than now than before. But I'm gonna do the best I can to make it an even more robust channel.
Yes,
We're
sir.
trying to get to 2, trying to get to 3 million folks that we could just create this community where we can continue to talk. Marquise has always brought value to the channel.
It's like nope.
Ken,
Roger, why you do that?
Kid, why are you doing this to me tonight? There is no such thing as common knowledge on basic firearm training.
No.
Because everyone doesn't teach basic firearm training the same.
No.
Yep.
Because are you saying basic firearm training that includes nomenclature? Or are you talking basic firearm training that includes how to use it and the nomenclature?
Yeah.
Or is it just how to use it without nomenclature? Is it just understanding that how to be safe with a firearm? Like, for example, I'm not going to lie to you. My 4 safety rules probably aren't the same as Mike's and probably ain't the same as Steve's. It's not the same. I'm 1,000% sure it's not the same because I don't use the terms treat every firearm as if it were loaded. I don't use that. I don't use that terminology. I hate that terminology. I'd rather know the condition of my weapon than to treat every firearm as if it were loaded. So again, that's why I say we're all different when it comes to basics.
And that's an NRA teaching. NRA teaches that hands up and hands down on treat every firearm as if it was loaded. It's definitely an NRA.
So does USCCA.
Oh, they do? All right.
So does UCCA. Most common basic training talks about that. Treat every weapon as if it were loaded. Well, yeah, I'm more of a fan of know the condition of my firearm. And you know what's funny? Even when I talk about the safety rules, that's my 3rd safety rule. It's my 3rd safety rule. And that's after trigger, point in the right direction. Then it's know the condition of the firearm. Because once I do those 2 things, and this is just me, once I keep my finger off the trigger, once I keep it in a safe direction, what did I just do? I treated the firearm as if it were loaded.
Right.
So how is what I'm already doing a safety rule? If I'm doing the first 2, which would be finger off the trigger, safe direction. Am I not treating it like it's a firearm that's loaded?
Yep.
So it's an asinine rule.
Yeah.
It's like telling the kid, go clean your room and go make it tidy.
Wasn't that apparent?
I would imagine that's a parent. If I'm telling you to clean your room, I want you to make it tidy. Just because someone can get a firearm is the same guy that squeezes the trigger to save these on. Oh my God. There are so many videos on that, and I'm so scared to even talk about that out loud on a podcast. Hi,
Hey, Eliza.
Eliza.
Eliza or Eliza?
Hey.
Hi.
Okay, which?
All right. How can we help you? What's your question?
What age do you have to be to carry a gun? Because I got a gun pulled on me by my ex.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
In the house or outside the house?
Outside.
In the car or outside the car?
It was not in the car. It was in my driveway.
Oh, Castle Doctrine,
what
but
state?
I don't. Yeah.
I live in Laconia, New Hampshire.
Oh.
On purpose?
Nope. Actually, yeah, purpose.
You know what? You got me stumped. I'm gonna look up New Hampshire's
Yeah,
law.
same.
Yeah, I'm gonna look up New Hampshire's law because I would love to give you an educated answer, but it will require me to lie if I don't know.
It was outside my house.
So you are over the age of 21, right?
I'm 18.
Hey. So here's this. He's going to look up the legal answer. I'm going to tell you not to go get one, but if one should happen to be in the area and you did what you had to do, hold on, I'm live right now. Let me call you back, okay? All right.
Oh,
yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, legal answer. Oh, bloody hell, mate. Okay. Legal answer. Open carry and concealed carry are legal in New Hampshire without a license for anyone at least 18 years of age who can legally possess a firearm.
Oh, he's 17 then.
Oh, we're
And
talking
my
about
ex
you.
is
Wait,
in-
he got pulled on you.
We're talking about you. We're talking about
For
you
you
being
to
able to
carry.
defend yourself.
Yeah, for me, I could. But my ex is 17 who actually pulled it on me.
I wasn't laughing at her. I was laughing at a comment. So, are you interested in owning and possessing a firearm for your self-defense?
Possibly.
Okay.
I'm also doing driver's ed, so I've been teaching my grandmother all your videos, instructor Mike, because if we ever got pulled over, we would do that. Even if I was in a passenger seat, I would still do it.
Right. Yeah. Driver 11, passenger 1. You know, if you got 2 officers approaching. Yeah. But well, thank you for that. First of all, your comment was kind. Ooh, please. I need not just firearms training for you, but anger management. Not necessarily for you. You seem like you had no. I'm not saying whenever people say anger management, it's like, what do you mean? I don't have an anger issue. I'm not saying for you. I'm saying the education on it so you can understand the person's trigger points. You can understand behavior because
I know all his trigger points because I dated him more than once.
Okay. Okay. I can appreciate that. Yeah.
I'm gonna just mute myself. How about this?
I can appreciate that. I can appreciate that. I can appreciate that. Do you still does he still live in the area?
We both live in Laconia.
Oh.
And we both go to the same school with my current boyfriend.
Oh. So you're about to graduate this year. Well, next year.
Next year.
Okay. Well, congratulations. This is the future. This is the future. So we gotta educate. We gotta educate.
Yeah.
I go to the same school. Oh, this is gonna be something. So
That makes things exciting.
yes. So Is he the kind of ex? Well, no, he fucking pulled a gun on you. I feel bad. I'm cursing. He's the kind of
It's
boyfriend.
fine.
Okay, he's the kind of boyfriend that obviously doesn't take no for an answer, right? Oh,
Yeah.
well, I get it, and you're not wrong here. Let's not assume that this guy is the issue here, but I'm gonna take the position.
Oh, he is.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the position and try to meet somewhere in the middle. Conflict avoidance is the issue here, right? Try the best that you can not to say anything to him, and that can be hard. Especially
He likes
when
to email me a lot, and
Yeah.
I have not responded to anything.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
And my current boyfriend has my account for my email, so he could see everything.
Okay. So save the emails, right? Because
Witness.
things happen. I'm not saying it will, but those emails are a chain of evidence that detectives can use.
Paper trail.
Right? Now, have you ever considered, of course, you're 18, so you're grown now, but has your parents ever considered a order of protection against this guy? Never?
I put a restraining order on him.
Oh, you did?
Mhm.
And that piece of paper did nothing?
Well, I have a date to go to the courthouse on the 20th, which is next week.
So you just got it. It's an emergency order right now.
Yeah, I got it on the 23rd.
Okay. Are you all paying attention? Now, here's this. Don't violate your own emergency order. You see what I'm saying? Because that becomes one of the things that people do sometimes when it comes down to the order of protection. Love, or the facade of that thing called love, and even needs that people get from each other, sometimes causes people to violate their own order. And I'm not saying you will do that, but this is that advice. So Steve just put on here, laws on purchase, possession, and carrying of firearms in New Hampshire. For the possession, right? There are no state licensing requirements for the possession of rifles, shotguns, or handguns. It is unlawful for any person who has been convicted of any felony to own, possess, or control a firearm. Persons who are subject to a court protective order may be required to surrender all firearms and ammunition. Question that I have for you is this. I don't know if he in fact surrendered all of those firearms and ammunition and stuff like that. You said he has not.
He hasn't done that yet, from what the cops told me.
Oh, well, that should be an issue. So parents
That's a
should
violation.
be following up with whatever name of the county sheriff's department to make sure that he does that. Meanwhile, you don't have to answer this question, but this is a rhetorical one, right? What self-protective measures do you have? Are your parents gonna sign you up for some type of you're 18 now, so you're
so they legally can't do anything.
Okay. Well, what courses has your parents signed you up for to protect yourself? Do they believe in firearms? Oh, they do.
Mm-hmm.
Do they believe in slingshots, bow and arrows, like Sonic's rings or something? I'm just saying you need something. Okay, Marquise, I know this is Sonic's ring, chicken rings. But what I'm saying is you need something so that you can protect yourself and keep this guy at bay.
Well, for what I'm hoping that he goes to jail.
Okay, that's a thing. But I'm going to tell you this, in the order of protection, right? If there's an arrest that's associated with this and he has no priors, I don't know the law.
Oh, he has a lot of priors.
Well, then, okay. Let me ask you this question then. And you don't have to answer. But I care enough about you, right? Because one, you came on the show to ask these questions. So we're going to go on ahead and go there. Do you like bad boy types?
I used to. But because of this, I don't anymore.
Well, good, right? We all were once young and had done some uncouth things. So let he who is without sin cast the first stone. I won't let somebody do that to you, right? But because of this, you now don't. This is a great lesson to learn. I wish you would have learned it prior to this, right? But neither here nor there, here we are. Don't be his trigger. Stay away from him. Don't respond to him. Don't engage him. Be aware of him. Distance is your friend, right?
Yeah.
If, in fact, it is the case that, respectfully, we got to be accountable for if we are a person's triggers, right?
Yeah.
Maybe it could have been something that you might have been doing knowingly or unknowingly that could have triggered. Maybe it could have been something he could have been doing. I don't want to take a position that one side is greater or worse than the other because I don't know the two of you. But what I do know is behavior and trauma bonding. Sometimes when we have, and I'm not going to dive too deep into your family and the background and stuff like that, because sometimes when, Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? You're aware of what, okay, so we all have a need to feel loved, a need to belong. And when we don't get love or have a secure base in family and the things that matter that are closest to us that we have seen the most, we try to get it vicariously from someone else. And bad boys can present positive and attractive. Bad girls can present the same thing. You see what I'm saying? So we got to be mindful of that, because I would sure hate to hear that this was a situation where you couldn't stay away from him and then it got worse.
I actually, I also recently had a heart attack not that long ago. I was 17 when it happened, and I was at my ex's softball game when it all happened. And out of nowhere, something happened, and I knew I didn't do anything because he usually always tells me if I did something, and I always apologize for it. But now, when we're going back to school soon, and I don't feel safe at all going.
Same ex-baseball game that you got the order of protection against? Okay, so here we go. Respectfully, no shame, no judgment. I appreciate you being honest about that, because you are teaching grown-ups something about being honest. There are grown-ups who deny the very things that you have admitted, that you broke up with him, but still kind of putting yourself in the area around him. So,
he cheated on me.
These happen. These things do happen. But let me ask you this. Rhetorical. You don't have to talk about this on live.
Okay.
But what is the attachment that you have to him that has you continuously going back? You don't have to answer that. That's a question you need to ask for yourself, because there's something that you all were together, your exes now. But, and I'm the same way. I went back to some exes before. That's a thing that people do. So no one can throw a rock. But I'm just saying.
I dated 30 people.
Huh?
I dated 30 guys.
Well, hey, look.
And I was from preschool until now.
And you kept count. Look. Okay, so we're 18 now. Okay? We're 18. I am going to have to ask you that at some point in time, you're going to have to talk to someone in your area and examine not only what you may have seen in those guys, but what is it within you that is causing you, respectfully, to seek out the 1 to the 30. Because that behavior, respectfully, and you are not the problem, but there's a problem that needs to be solved, that if you don't solve that problem, I don't want to find your story on Lifetime television for women. Does that make sense?
Yeah. A lot of my relationship ended mutually, so both of us broke it off because we decided to just be friends. But a lot of them, it's either me getting cheated on because they're idiots, or we're always fighting.
Let me help you understand something, if you don't mind.
That's fine.
People in trauma, and I love the way the fact this show turned from guns to now dealing with human behavior. So people in trauma are good intentioned people for the most part, because you don't know what you don't know, who suffer from or lack in 5 skill areas: security, patience, loyalty, communication, and follow through. So not everybody cheats because they are a assigned idiot. Sometimes we expect loyalty from people who don't understand what loyalty really is. You know, they don't understand, they haven't seen what loyalty looks like. Loyalty is not something you can teach an adult in certain cases. It's something that they would have had to have seen, and something that would have had to have been exhibited. And first you have to be loyal to the self before you can be loyal to anyone else. And especially at your age, you're 18. So go back the 30, whatever that may be, from whatever age this started. Don't say it on live because people are going to have their opinions. I won't let you do that to yourself. But between then and now, right, is it reasonable to expect loyalty out of any child, any adolescent, any young adult? It's hard to expect loyalty out of people who are learning themselves. Does that make sense? You got so many different developmental stages and so many different things that you're going through. It really becomes unreasonable to expect loyalty out of anybody, especially as it relates to relationships, because as a now 42-year-old man, I'm sure the other people on the panel will agree, whatever you had eyes for as a teenager, your eyes are going to shift as you begin to gain knowledge, skill, ability, confidence, competence, and life experience. We're the collection of 5 things: needs, education, experiences, habits, and motivations. As you begin to grow older, your eyes will begin to shift for other things that are more appealing and attractive to where you are going and growing in life. And you might be expecting loyalty respectfully, unreasonably, which means there's an issue that we have to deal with and heal within us, or you'll be constantly seeking out those things from other people. And then when they don't fulfill that thing, it becomes a reason to be angry at them for an unreasonable expectation. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and the funny thing is, I'm actually seeing one of my exes this Sunday. But we're really good friends because I'm friends with his sister.
Do we not do that? I'm not saying do or don't. I'm just asking you questions. Is this a safe ex? Because hold on now, let's provide context.
Yes, he is.
He is a safe ex. Okay, here we go. Let's provide context. Let's not create the narrative that you can't be friends with an ex. If you understand the value of relationships, maybe in that space of romance, love, whatever the case may be, not now, maybe not ever, but that doesn't mean you can't be friends. That doesn't mean you can't be.
A lot of my mutual breakups, we are still friends, or we're just like figuring ourselves out, and then we're going back. I've done that for 15 years now. Actually, no, 15 and a half years.
Okay. And you're 18. So for 15 and a half years, there are questions that I have. I cannot ask those questions on this platform. And if we were in a professional setting, I would definitely ask those questions, because you know how when you hear an answer, you're able to assume certain things and project it, because it's like, okay, yeah, I've got questions about the family. And what if any, don't ask, don't say them now. No, I've got questions about the family. And what if anything was taught? But that's not your fault. That's not your fault. It's not your fault. But I value the fact that you're here. And
wondering this ever since everything happened. I've been having nightmares. I barely sleep. I don't eat as much as I used to before all this happened. And like I actually posted something about this on my channel. Go check that out. It's really good. It has all the updates that I actually, when I was in the hospital, and the story about everything that happened. It I needed to get off my chest. If I kept it any longer, I would be in the hospital right now.
Yeah.
But thanks to my
Mar-
current boyfriend and a few other people that I've talked to helped me.
Go ahead,
So,
Steve.
but
Sorry. So William wants Marquise's opinion or comments on common sense talk.
If Marquise has an opinion, I think he's listening. But I will sit here and say that here's a recommendation for you. Aside from doing what you have to do to protect yourself legally, I would strongly suggest that you seek out education in the area of, I'll go you there, parenting. And here's why I say parenting, because there's a lot of great things that you can learn about child and human behavior that you might have missed growing up.
I really had not much family. I got abandoned at 8 months.
That's what I was looking for. And I'm glad you said it instead of me assuming. Because when I see a pattern of behavior, you are not the problem. The problem is the problem. Behavior is communication. So your behavior has been communicating your desire for this secure base. If we're talking about Erik Erikson, psychosocial, and then
I know Erik Erikson. I love history.
You've been trying to find that secure base in other people, and they've been letting you down, and that makes sense because they don't even know who they are themselves. That's what I'm seeing here is a pattern here.
Yeah.
So I strongly suggest, and I do have a parenting class. You're more than welcome to. I'll send you the Zoom link. You're more than welcome to come on in. It's all good. You're 18. You're good, right? But I strongly suggest that you get the education in that space, the anger management space too. I strongly suggest that, as well as taking the necessary steps to protect yourself. But I strongly suggest that because that's going to give you a different set of glasses so that you can see things in yourself and in others so that you can have eyes for better things and not eyes for the things that cause you to engage in that behavior. I will not judge you negatively. I will not, because first of all, it took courage to come up here, right? And I commend you for that. You, young lady, have been admitting things. I've been trying to get some adults to just be open and honest and just admit certain things. Some people just won't even admit that because when they get older and stuck in their ways, they lie, and the lie becomes the security blanket for the things that they do. Because there's people who may watch this and may sit here and say certain things in the comments, and I'm like, weren't you just with 7 guys last week, or weren't you just with 8 women last week? You see what I'm saying? So at least at the age of 18, you're here for a reason. You are here for a reason. You stepped into the right doggone room. You could have been any place else. Could have been any place else. But you're here to hear this. Now, what you do with it is up to you.
Yeah, as soon as I saw you guys on live, I'm like, this is my chance to get in. Because I could ask any question because you guys have a lot of experience. Some of you may not, but a lot of you do. And it helps me because where I live in Laconia, in New Hampshire, I don't have cops. Like, all the cops, there was only one cop that was very nice to me, and that was Officer Megan at Laconia PD. And because of her, I was able to go to the courthouse and not cry. I was shaking like crazy. I almost passed out. I filled out the restraining order and everything. It was not easy. Let me tell you that. It was not. And it's probably not going to be easy for any of you guys because having something that having someone who meant a lot to you, who was by your side when you were through so much in the past, he also went through a lot of stuff. So that what brought us together. Both of us helped us through that.
Trauma.
And then out of nowhere, something happened. But
Yeah.
having like a group of friends or a group of people who you trust so much, you trust them with your life. You will absolutely take a bullet for them. That's how much you need for trust, friendship, love, anything. I may be dating since preschool to now, but I always found if someone wasn't working out for me, I always like, okay, I'm sorry, but this isn't working out. You aren't the right person for me. And for many years, I went through depression, anxiety, suicidal, still really kind of am suicidal, but not as much as I used to. I'm still depressed. I have anxiety. I had a heart attack at 17, which is very uncommon for my age. Having a heart attack changed my life. Having a heart attack, it was not easy. At my ex's my ex's softball game from the person who did this to me was not even worrying about me. All he cared about was the softball game, which hurt, but he was scared because he thought I didn't want to talk to him anymore. I'm like, no, I was scared that I lost him and I gave him the reason why. A lot of you may experience that. To all the people that are young and my age, or maybe starting to get back into dating or relationships, my advice to all of you, ladies and gentlemen, always find yourself before you find someone. That is my biggest advice to everyone. Adults, even if you're getting back into relationships, marriages, if you're coming out of divorce, then that may be for you. If it's not, maybe give it a few months or maybe a year and a half, maybe 2, depending how much time you need. I've been through so much. My birth mother tried killing me. She killed my sister. So I've been through so much in my life. If you want more on that, you go check out my channel and let me know. I may post something. It's at Angel. My name actually may be Eliza, but I put it as Angel, so I won't get hate again.
Everybody is commending you for coming up and speaking, and I'm going to double down and just say I do commend you for coming up and speaking and being willing to share your experiences. Because like I said, I think that you do need to educate yourself. Now, some would sit there and say, go get therapy. But I will sit there and say that therapy is defined as something that you do to change undesirable behavior. It doesn't always mean therapist. You see what I'm saying? And
yeah, I'm also going to go on that. Therapy for me never helped because all they tell me from all the years that I've had therapy, all they tell me is take deep breaths in and out for 3 minutes. But for me, personally, it doesn't work. It may work for other people. It doesn't work for me. Music, speaking up, getting things off your chest. It doesn't matter if you're writing or coming on a live stream. Get it out somehow. Do not keep it inside because that never works. You automatically go in so deep depression and you will stop eating, you'll stop sleeping, you'll stop doing everything you love, you drop everything. You drop school, you literally move out, run away. Do not do that. Write it. Go to someone. If you don't think therapy is working for you, not giving any hate to anyone who is in therapy, fine. If therapy doesn't help you, then that's okay. At least find something. For me, it's music. Speaking up, I've actually kept this in to myself for so long now. It doesn't make me worse. I lost over 350 pounds. I'm actually weighing right now 102. That's how bad I went in depression. It's not good. It's not healthy. I literally have to go to the doctor's appointment on Monday, probably, because of the heart attack and because of I lost so much weight. Don't do that. Don't self-harm yourself. Don't do anything. I used to cut and burn my wrist and all my legs. It doesn't help because it's not healthy. Two, it makes people make fun of you. I get bullied every day at school, from preschool until I was homeschooled for a year and then went back into public school. It's not good because people will make fun of you. Like, it's not good for you because you need something to get it out on. For me, it's music or coming on here or doing it on my own channel. You need to get it out. You can't keep it in because it's not the right thing to do.
It's not. Well, I just want to say thank you for being brave enough to come on here and speak. And I really hope this was a part of your getting it out.
It was definitely 125%. It helped me so much. I got a lot of answers that I need, a lot of my questions answered.
Yeah.
Because I know that you need to be 18 or older to have a gun that has a permit to even carry. Because he's 17, not even 18. He doesn't even have a permit for any of his knives, weapons, or anything.
Probably got it. He probably got access to it, and it was, you look at the Columbine situation that took place in Columbine. They weren't old enough to carry theirs, but neither here nor there.
Well, Laconia is never safe, so.
Well, okay.
If you ever move to New Hampshire and Laconia, make sure you check out the area before you even look at houses in the area.
But I appreciate you. And, sometimes people don't even know that in my travels, I've encountered a lot of younger people that have subscribed to my page, like people in Chicago and all over. So I welcome that if you want the information on the parenting class that I was talking about, just text the word parenting, right? Text the word parenting, 773-644-5000, 773-644-5000. I'll go on ahead and send you that information. Now, you said she could have no. See, we're not going to do that. I'll answer that question a little bit later. But thank you very much for that. And shout out your channel one more time. I don't mind that you shout out your channel because I think who are interested in checking out your story, and even providing certain things of assistance. I don't mind that at all. So, I just want to
my channel is Angel. It should have a picture of me and my cat.
That's it. And cats can be emotional supports too. So I really appreciate you. All right. Any final thoughts, Marquise and Steve?
Here's the thing, because a lot of time has already been taken up, but I will say this. Restraining orders are double-edged swords, because where a person wouldn't have done anything, knowing that they have a restraining order will actually probably influence them to do something now. So that's number one. Number two, I'm not saying that your boyfriend shouldn't get involved, but it might be a safer bet if he doesn't, to a certain extent. It is
Yeah,
one
I
thing to
told
come
him
to your
not to
age.
even talk to him.
True, but a man's a man regardless. There's a reason why women don't serve on a battlefield. Because the chivalry comes out and men do stupid stuff when it comes to women. So as long as he takes your mentality on avoidance, the most we can do, I'm gonna be honest with you, is pray. Without knowing both sides of the story, this is a complicated thing to listen to, especially as a father. And
Yeah, it's hard for a lot of people. It's
yeah,
not easy to even explain how any. Oh, I know a lot of people wouldn't do this like I am doing. I know a lot of people wouldn't.
actually, a lot of people would. Actually,
That too.
in this day and age, yes, a lot of people would. It's just depending on who they're talking to.
Yeah.
What tends to happen with us is that we go to the wrong places to get our outlets. Like where, for example, there's people who go to psychiatrists instead of psychologists, where one deals with the mind, one deals with medicine. We overprescribe and do less evaluation. So that's one thing. When you spoke about therapy, I believe in therapy. I think therapy is great, but there is a sense of psychology that's missing, which is why a psychologist that can go check the biology, the chemical balances and things like that is very, 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 very helpful. You know, because again, there are chemicals in our body that make us do things that we normally wouldn't do. Okay. It was just a lot to take in. So I'm trying to piece it in my mind. I should have wrote stuff down, but I didn't. Because you're in high school, your situation is very unique because there is no means of expulsion because what's happening with you is hearsay. Is your word versus his and his word versus yours. So you're in a little bit of a tough bind because unless there's proof, there's no, okay, well, there's a restraining order, but you guys go to the same school. It's no different than when two adults work at the same job. Is that we can't just fire that person based on you guys' relationship. So that's another thing just to be mindful of,
And whatever proof you got, if you got proof, bring it to that plenary hearing, which is the next stage, because you got an emergency order of protection, which takes almost too much of nothing to get. But the next stage, you're going to have a lot of evidence. But I will tell you this, it does not make your situation look better. And the goal is not to look better. The goal is to tell the truth.
Yeah.
But it does not make your situation look better if, respectfully, without any shame or judgment, because I understand why people do this, it does not make sense if you keep going back.
That and the factor is he knows just as much about you as you knew about him.
And it's a battle of proof.
So that is the other side of this that I was going to bring up, which is why this becomes a slippery slope. Because even what you've shared with us, when someone made the mention about, you could have done this research yourself, I'm 1,000% sure you could have. I'm 1,000%
I
sure.
actually went to the cops and asked, but they said you have to have a permit if you're underage. So that kind of always threw me off.
Right. But that's not the point I was making, though, is that, yeah, you could have done this research and things like that. But the thing is this. You did something that most people don't do, which is you went to people who you felt would give you the right answer, which is nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Just the same way you went to the police and asked them a question, you came to us and asked us the question. It's just that we were willing to Google where they weren't. All right. Like I said, your situation is extremely unique because you literally go to school with this person and there's no way of avoiding them when school starts.
It's going to be very hard, and I don't even feel safe being in there if he's going to.
Right. And the disadvantage is that now this person has more control over your life than you do. And usually when people are in situations where they feel hopeless, they do things that are harmful, whether it be to themselves or to others. So the thing is this, like I said, you're in a situation that I honestly, I can't even fathom. I can't even fathom. Like, Mike gave you a lot of solid advice. I'm gonna be honest with you, without knowing both sides of the story and how it even came down to the point that this person was at your house and you were comfortable enough to go outside and have a conversation. You know,
I
those are
was
things that we
also a
don't.
few feet away.
No. Not here. This is recorded. So not here. This is recorded.
Yeah.
Because you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. So for this, however that situation unfolded, is your business. Not for these people. Oh, did my screen just go off? Did I screw up something?
No, you're good. Keep going.
Can you guys still hear me or no?
Yeah, we can still hear you.
Yeah, we could still hear.
Oh, okay. My screen was doing goofy stuff. Let me see. What's the last thing I have for you? I don't know your religious beliefs. Okay. I'm not a person of religion. I'm a person of spirituality. I think religion is just a horrible thing, but that's my personal opinion. But I do believe in a higher being. You know, some people will be like, oh, well, I'm going to pray for you. I'm going to pray for you because your situation is extremely unique. Who keeps looking out the window?
I have no clue. Probably my cousin.
Okay. Okay, cool. Because I see a cat in the window, but I keep seeing a person come to the window, and it's kind of throwing me off. That is a cat also in the window, right? Or is that a plant?
No, that's a plant.
Okay. But anyway,
My cousins are wondering who.
Right, like you're outside having this conversation.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, this is something that's going to require a higher being to be more involved in. Because I'm being honest with you, there isn't a weapon you can carry that's going to help you. And the reason why I say that is because you can't carry a gun to school.
No.
You can't carry a gun home from school. You can't, I don't know what your pepper spray laws are for school. So
you can.
You can carry to school?
Yes. I've seen people have it and no one cares because they don't say anything.
That's a huge
difference. Yeah. No one cares and legal is two different things. No one cares about people being shot in Chicago, but it doesn't make it illegal that people have the guns killing people in Chicago.
Yeah, we do have a cop at my school, and they don't. He doesn't even say anything. Doesn't even do anything about it.
Right. So the only other thing I can tell you too is when you know the nature of a thing, you know what it's capable of. Because you've had a past relationship with this person, there are insight that you have that other people don't. So if you can, use that to your advantage. If they're going to be over here, you be over there. If they're going to be over there, then you go over here. Avoidance is the best thing you can do, but I'm going to be honest with you. Restraining orders are nothing but paper. People putting their strength in restraining orders is almost like us still trying to put our strength in the Constitution. It ain't going to happen. It's a piece of paper. It's a document that, depending on the people talking about it, they can give two craps. I've actually went through a whole show without cursing. I just realized that.
Time to celebrate.
I know, right? Celebration. But just remember that, okay? Just please remember, keep your faith, and that you're going to get through this. I feel you're going to get through this. I feel that as long as no one antagonizes, I think you'll be fine. But we won't know until the restraining order hearing. And if he shows up to it.
Oh, he will.
And I know he will. And I hope that you are not and will not engage him if you're truly trying to make a change for the better. Because if you're trying to make a change for the better, you said something that was so powerful that I hope you heard yourself say when you said it. And that is, know yourself first. And that's both good and bad. You know, know yourself and what the reasons are that caused you to go back. You know, I really, really hope that you find a secure base within yourself and within other activities that give you an anchor point to latch on to for your own safety and security and sanity and those feelings of love that you need to have within yourself so that you don't try to find them in other people. Because people who haven't resolved themselves of their own issues, they're motivated to latch on to others who haven't done the same thing as well. And that's trauma bonding. Trauma bonding produces children that we may not be trained to raise. Trauma bonding gets us in creating families that we may not have the knowledge, skill, ability, and confidence and competence to support. And if you think that a person's loyalty to you and the fact that they're not being loyal to you is something, now add on kids, and that brings on a whole different dynamic. And I don't wish that on you. I don't wish that on you. I can honestly say that respectfully at this point, you may not be who you need to be for children, for someone else, because there needs to be the focus on who you need to be so that you can be whole and healthy. And that healthiness can lead to a position of the things that is what is happy for you. But until then, we got to get to a healthy state of mind so that our behavior, our motivations can be a lot more grounded so that we can find better people because we know who we are, so we don't have to worry about hearing someone pulling a gun on you because they can't take the word no. You deserve better. You deserve better. They deserve better too. Let's go there.
Everyone needs to have someone who's better than them.
You know?
Well,
what was that you said?
A lot of people need someone who's better for them and better for themselves.
And I see why Marquise made that face. You need to be who you need to be. Now, if that person has attributes that are better than you, okay, cool. That's just how the cards played out. But you need to be who you need to be for you first. And you are at a wonderful age because you're 18. I like to call those who are 18, respectfully, adult babies. Why am I saying that? Because you're entering a new space where people don't have to care. And so, entering into that new space without guidance can be very troubling, tricky, challenging, dangerous. Because now you got the legal freedom to almost what
anything
you want. And that can be bad. And you are at a great space right now because no kids, right?
No, not yet.
Yay, right?
Not yet.
You still got room to grow. You see what I'm saying? You still got room to grow. And I respect you for coming on here and sharing your story, sharing what you've been through. But that's not your end. That's not where it ends for you. You've got bigger and better things. Your future is bright. But we got to get that work done. Therapy Doesn't always mean therapist, because there are therapists like what you've been through who would just tell you something. Oh, kids are having their little things, and you just breathe 3 times and 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3. What the heck is bothering me? Yeah, that sounds great. But it doesn't work.
But it doesn't work for everybody.
Absolutely. And so do the work. I really hope to see you in my parenting class. You know, I'll email you or even mail you the workbook. There's a workbook that comes with that. Maybe this is the start to something that could help you see certain things. Now, the ball's in your court. Like I told the other young lady who I helped, the ball's in your court. It's on Zoom. This could be the start of what you need. Maybe you don't find it where you live. Maybe you find it here. Because I'd like to hear, and I'm going to end with this, I'd like to hear a success story. This is a great, but I like to hear a success. You know what? Going through the parenting class, finding these people who were able to help me see what I was not seeing. See, I can't shame you. I can't shame you, and I can't judge you, because so many people ignore the cries of younger people who are reaching out and trying to find someone who will listen. I can't do that to you. I can't. You came on here. The stars aligned. Normally, it was 2 hours, 25 minutes, 55 seconds. We'd have been off already. But you being here, you're here for a reason. So I've extended the opportunity. Whatever I can give and say that can help, so that you can be a better person, so you can have better motivations and find purpose within yourself. More of a reason to go beyond, you know, what you've been through. Because that's not how your story ends. And I'm glad that whatever you did before did not work, because in life, there is hope. Have you ever watched Orange is the New Black on Netflix?
I believe so.
There was a moment where there was this one prisoner. I don't like to use that word, offender, but she was incarcerated. And there was another person who was incarcerated called Tasty Girl, black female from Philadelphia. You watched this, Steve? I saw you nod your head. Remember the time where she was trying to help her learn how to read, and she was having trouble learning how to read, but she was really struggling with this test. It was time to get her GED. And at that time, she thought she failed, and she had relapsed back to using drugs. She had done a bump, you know, in the laundry room and overdosed, and she died. And it affected Tasty Girl, who then was helping her. She got hurt. She opened up the envelope, and in that envelope was her diploma. She had unalived herself before she ever had a chance to get those results. And I'm saying all that to say this. In life, there is hope. This is not how your story ends. This is not how it ends. Go ahead, Marquise.
Oh, and last but not least, as a streamer, ensure that there's nothing on your desk when you stream, because your glasses are very reflective. And if I zoomed in, I could probably pull information from where you're at, your location, everything else by actually zooming in on your glasses. So be careful of that, what type of light you use for streaming.
Well, thank you all.
You're very welcome. You're very
Okay.
welcome.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye. Take care.
All right, you all. This was a show.
Yeah.
This is a great show.
Thanks for having me on, Mike, and hey, congrats on the 1 million subs.
Thank you. And you're more than welcome to come back anytime. Definitely more than welcome. William said, I believe in putting a restraining order on myself. You crazy? I mean, maybe. I'm not putting a restraint. I'll restrain myself, and I ain't put a restraining order on myself. Yeah. All right, you all. We'll see you next Tuesday.
Wednesday.
Okay, Wednesday. Yeah, I don't know where Tuesday came from.
I have no idea either.
We'll see you next Wednesday, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, Central Daylight Time. Here, Trigger with Instructor Mike and friends. We'll see you next week.
Going on there, this is Chicago Resistance Service Survival. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. Friends here. Y'all, this is Trigger with Instructor
Because
Mike.
you have to understand that self-defense is a serious business. We do military courses, advanced courses. Make a difference
One of the tactics that would increase or decrease.
in the two-way community. If you
All
don't
right,
make it
y'all
happen,
introduce this.
let's just go kid. Give them 100.
Johnny A. You already know what it is. I saw that, and I've done my share. I'm about to put yours up here too. Wow, look at that one. My comment is,
I want.
A, you'll be back. Hey.